Iman Gadzhi is a self-made millionaire in his 20s. A lot of people call him a business guru, but he is wildly successful. And he lives a lifestyle that most men dream of. And I remember in 2023, I heard he credited his success and everything he's built to this one book. And that book is Reality Transurfing. And now it's 2026, and in the beginning of 2026, I decided to finally read it. Because if you actually look at the book, you would know not only is it long, but it's complicated. But I got to a point where I needed to change my life. Off of a leap of faith, I decided to move from Texas to Miami. And after following the principles of this book, not only have I made the biggest group of friends I've ever had who actually love me for just being me, but I also transformed my business and had one of my best months ever. And I can tell you, Iman Gadzhi's experience with this book is just like mine. If you apply the principles of this book to your life will change forever, and you realize your dreams are actually attainable. Keep in mind, this book took me 6 months to read. Sure, I was on and off at some degree, but it is a complicated and a long book. If you want more specific detail on like quotes, key principles, and how to use them, I put it all in my free course inside my free community. So I highly recommend checking it out. Again, it's completely free. It'll be the first link in the pinned comment and the first link in the description. So Reality Transurfing to a lot of people is considered like a manifestation book, but I want to make this very clear. Do not approach Iman Gadzhi's or my advice on this book without a faith in Jesus Christ. Because I can tell you, you will not find fulfillment, and a lot of this stuff probably won't even work, to be honest, if you don't have faith in something greater than you. And besides, you cannot know what your true desires are unless you follow God's will for your advice. So faith not only helps you apply what is in this book, but it also allows you to obtain what it gives you to a point where it's actually fulfilling. It actually makes the world a better place. And again, it makes it easy to apply. And I'm actually going to read a quote from the book because it quoted Holy Scripture. As it is written in the Holy Scripture, according to your faith, be it unto you. There is so much truth in this line, you only will ever receive as much as you're willing to receive. Which highlights one of the very first premises of the book, which is you need to know that you are worthy, you are loved, not only by God, but by yourself. And you can only obtain true self-love if you feel the love from God. That is why I've made so many and countless videos on how to love yourself and how important it is. And if your life is not where you want it to be, chances are you either A, don't have a true relationship with God, and then B, you don't have a true relationship with yourself. And this quote I'm about to say is one of the key foundations of my one-on-one coaching clients' success, which is when you acknowledge the brilliance of your own individuality, other people will have no option but to agree with you. And the second one is, so do yourself, not me, a favor and embrace the knowing that you are worthy and do deserve the absolute best and are capable of achieving whatever you desire with all your heart. In this life, we only obtain what we believe we are worthy of. If you believe I am worthy of money, worthy of love, your life will reflect that. And you're not worthy of love or money or anything that you desire until you realize you are and were made perfect by God. So one of the key premises of Reality Transurfing and all of what you obtain in this world is actually learning how to love yourself. And I want to make this clear because this took me years to learn. Loving yourself doesn't mean getting a better physique. It doesn't mean making more money. It means loving yourself, flaws included. It means loving who you are internally and not externally. If you love yourself based on results, you don't love yourself. Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, Sneeko, whatever alpha male red pill YouTuber you listen to, Hamza even, they tell you that you're only worthy once you achieve a certain result, whether you get the trophy girlfriend or 10K per month. If you follow that premise, you will not go anywhere. I would know because I listen to this crap. I am going to tell you that you are worthy. The person I'm speaking to in the camera. You are worthy and deserve the absolute best, and you are a once in a lifetime individual. If I met you tomorrow, I would not get an experience like it anywhere else. Embrace that knowing, and God created the universe and he couldn't create it without you. The next principle of Reality Transurfing I want to dive into is you need to know what you want. I love to use the plane example to illustrate this point. If a plane knows where it's going, it always gets there. But if a plane doesn't have a destination, where does it go? Chances are in a deserted island or lands in the water. Yet so many men don't have one. And if you don't have a goal right now, I recommend that you pray on it. But if you don't have an immediate goal, you need to have at least a short-term goal. You need to know where you're going. And what I have found with most men is most of their goals are feelings. They want to feel loved, feel chosen. So find out what that looks like for you, but also remember your truest purpose. And for a lot of men, it is having a wife and building a life with her, which means kids, a beautiful home, and that's all they want. Because to be quite honest, as I've gotten older, I realized that the Playboy lifestyle I used to want, which was loads of women, fame, and money, we're all looking for a feeling that is obtained by just having a stable income, a wife, kids, and a nice home. But we're all different. Whatever you want, make it known, and make your dreams known too. If you want to be a public speaker, a YouTuber, an athlete, you need to know that. And once you do, you need to create a slide. A slide in this context is a 5 to 10-second clip that you run in your head throughout the day. There is some other techniques that I can go over if you join the community and ask me about it, or I might make a post about it, which are a lot more complicated. But what I found is with your slide, play it throughout the day. Make it your screensaver. You can go to ChatGPT and create an image and play that scene, whatever it may be. It could be you shooting a hoop in the NBA, something like that. You need to create a slide, and it must become a habit of playing it in your head. This is putting an intent or a choice into the world that you want this certain thing, and your life is going to start changing and guiding you towards that thing. However, so many people never get what they want because they're never able to reduce importance, which is one of the key principles of reality transurfing. I love to use money as an example. So many people want money because they give it increased importance. They make money seem to be like a god. It gives them peace, security, love, worth, validation. And because of that, you create pressure. What does pressure look like? You get stressed over money. You want it so bad. And because of that, you're creating resistance to it so you don't get the money. And with that resistance, a balanced force must take place. And the balanced force is you lose money. Something happens that takes all your money away. That is why you must reduce importance. When you get stressed, when you get anxious, when you start having doubt, it is because your importance is too high. Whatever you truly desire should feel like you're going to the mailbox to grab a letter out of it. It should feel that natural and that simple because you made a choice that you want this thing. So what you need to do, and this is where faith really comes in, you have to strip this away. I remember I started praying about money. I told God I put money on too much of a pedestal. I make it a god. Help me fix my relationship to it. So I surrendered my relationship to money. Then I also went down the rabbit hole of reducing importance. And the book talks about reducing importance comes from A, having a plan B, or B, becoming comfortable with the worst case scenario. So for me, if I ran out of money, I became comfortable with the worst case scenario and realized I could live at home, I have money saved up. It's not that bad. I'll be okay. And once I did that, I actually realized that money didn't stress me out anymore. And then weirdly enough, the next month, I had the biggest month of my business I've ever had, which exceeded my days when I was getting hundreds of millions of views every 2 months or so. All by reducing importance. Whether it is your relationships, getting a girlfriend, your career, getting into school, starting your new online business, you have to reduce importance. And the easiest way to do that is by becoming comfortable with the worst case scenario and having a safety net. I've never been a big fan of a safety net. I would say becoming comfortable with the worst case scenario is your best option. However, it is subjective and is one of the techniques listed in Reality Transurfing. Now, like reducing importance, another key principle you must understand that is killing your chances of getting to your dream are things called pendulums. I describe pendulums as energy vampires. Whether it is a sports team, the news, politics, or even someone giving you road rage on the street, these are circumstances that are designed to try and get your energy. And when you get upset and you fight the pendulums, you lose your energy. You get stressed, sad, whatever it can be. An example for me was always sports. My team would lose on the weekend, which was West Ham. We got relegated, so yes, a huge pendulum for me. And I would get sad about it. And I realized I had to distance myself because it was taking my energy. And the way you fight pendulums, which you must know, is by not fighting them. I know, a crazy concept. But freedom doesn't come from having something. It's not needing things or not interacting with things. You must look at life's problems like an annoying kid. When the kid is being annoying and you fight the kid being like, stop being annoying, stop doing this, what normally happens? They egg you on even more. But if you just let them rant, let them do their thing, they stop sooner and you spend less energy getting them to stop. This is how you must view annoying people, annoying situations, and things that don't go your way. Do not fight them. Let them be, reduce importance, and they will take care of themselves by their own accord. Use the annoying kid as an example the next time any type of problem or anything moves you off your center. Trust me, it is a game changer. Now I'm going to transition to probably the deepest part of this video. And if you've liked this video so much, leave a like, leave a comment with over 4 words. Trust me, it helps the algorithm for some reason. And again, join my free community if you want more specific stuff on reality transurfing, healing, and how you can get your best life by removing all the blocks that are in the way. And this next situation is, you must understand my world is taking care of me. God is taking care of you, always. You need to ingrain this in your heart and into your mind. The book calls this an amalgam, which is the phrase, my world is taking care of me. This is far stronger than any other affirmation, because affirmations to some degree are kind of stupid, and it describes it in the book. What I mean by affirmations is when people go in front of the mirror and be like, I am a millionaire, I'm a superstar, whatever it may be. Problem is, your brain is smart. Your brain knows you're not a millionaire. And if you keep repeating that, balanced forces or opposite forces are gonna realize this person's lying. It's gonna give you something that shows you you're in fact not a millionaire and not a superstar. But when you say my world is taking care of me, God is taking care of me, you are not changing yourself. You're not creating a lie and using it as an affirmation to try and change yourself. Rather, you are just changing your mindset, changing your viewpoint on the world. And my life and reality transurfing taught me this, got so much better when I just changed my perception to things. Whenever a problem arises, my world is taking care of me. Everything is unfolding how it should. These are amalgams, these are affirmations, we'll say, from the book that transform your viewpoint on what is happening to you. And the book is very clear. You are able to control your circumstances if you just allow yourself to. Because so many people let their circumstances control them. What that means is your circumstances control you. If, let's say, you get a flat tire and you start losing your mind, you get upset, you claim that I'm unlucky, the world is against me. But you control your circumstances when you talk about how the flat tire is teaching you a lesson, it's making you more of a man. It's probably protecting you from greater evil. Because for all we know, if you didn't get a flat tire, you would have gotten in a car accident if that didn't happen. You need to be optimistic. You need to change your perception of everything. And besides, it is very clear that your world is taking care of you. You have a bed to sleep in, you have lights on, you're alive right now, the sun comes up every day just for you. There's never been a day where the sun never came up. You're watching this video, and I'd hope to say that that is a blessing for you. Hopefully this video has helped you in a great way. Your world is taking care of you. People are so spoiled that it's ruining their life and it's creating a downward trend in their life. Now that I have a great social life, I remember when I was praying for a social life a year ago. Now my social life is great because I applied all of reality transurfing, I healed from my past wounds, and then when my social life gives me some drama or some problems, I would complain about it. Yet a year ago I was praying for this social life. You see what I'm saying? You need to be grateful because chances are you will have what you prayed for and you're complaining about the little problems it gives you. There's always something to find, always a positive to find. Reality transurfing is truly about your mindset because life is a riddle. And honestly, I've noticed this in my life. This is very true. And here is the riddle. Reality transurfing states that life is a game in which the world is constantly setting its inhabitants the same riddle. Everyone replies in accordance with their own perception of the world. You are aggressive or you are cozy, or cheerful, sorrowful, friendly, hostile, happy, ill-fated. The interesting thing is that everyone wins the quiz. The world agrees and stands before each participant in the image they ordered. This is how the individual creates the layer of their world with their thoughts. The process can be explained by just using a few simple principles. First mirror principle is this: the world is like a mirror that reflects your relationship to it. Your life is a mirror, and the mirror is here. Every thought I give comes back to me. There is a delay, which is a good thing, because if I thought something negative and something came back to me initially, that would be bad. But whatever you think of anything is your reality. It is like the riddle. You are right. There's an example I use a lot in my dating videos, which is if you believe that women are trustworthy and they can love you for who you really are, you are right. If you believe women are all for the streets, they'll break your heart, they only use you, you're also right. And it reminds me of the reality transurfing quote that I've remembered and remember off the top of my head because it's that powerful, which is whatever worldview you choose to believe in, the truth of that worldview will always be on your side. And others will argue with you because they too are right. Whatever you choose to believe in, you are correct. You just have to claim the right to be right. And back to the mirror principle. If I believe that the world rewards me, I believe God is taking care of me, I believe that life is a holiday and to celebrate, my world with a small delay will reflect that back to me. You have to learn how to think positive. And this takes time because your emotions get in the way. Your job is not to change your emotions. Your job is not to numb emotions. This is actually very bad. This is why with my clients, we do healing work to make sure that the negative emotions that weren't processed in the past are coming up and creating a bad future and changing their thoughts into negative thoughts. Because negative thoughts come from experiences from your past, if you didn't know this. But you're not supposed to suppress your emotions, but rather you need to change your relationship with them. People think of their emotions and their thoughts like this. They're together. I'm sad, so the world is bad. That is not the truth. The truth is you need to separate them and can separate them. You can be sad, but appreciate the sadness, because you can only be sad if there was love, if there was happiness. So you need to separate your emotions with your thoughts. And with the mirror principle, it also operates very strongly off of when things aren't going in accordance with your script, meaning that things seem bad, but things aren't bad, again, because of the mirror principle. I always think of things as unfolding the way they should. If you deem everything in your life a success, the mirror will make sure it is one. That is why I tell my clients, bad luck doesn't exist, only good luck. Bad emotions don't exist. Every emotion is perfect, and I don't believe in mistakes. That doesn't mean you don't learn from your mistakes, but those mistakes were necessary and were successful because they taught you and guided you to where you are now. I'm gonna give you a couple quotes from the book about this mindset that will transform your life. And again, these are in my community if you wanna see them, so make sure you join that. But it says, what is the point in worrying if success awaits you in any case? It is for you to decide how you determine your relationship to the outcome, positively or negatively. We're all accustomed to relating to our setbacks negatively, which is why we're all forced to submit to the rules of the game in which success is difficult to achieve by default. Instead, when you take an inappropriate step, name your failure a success, then you will stand out from the crowd and your victory will be secured. And it also states the principle here is the following. Everything is going extremely well, and today I'm doing everything better than yesterday, and tomorrow will be better than today. And then it talks about the mirror principle and maintaining the idea that the world is working for you and the world is taking care of you and everything is a success. Stating if you're able to maintain this kind of integral feeling, then you might as well forget about all the kinds of techniques because this will be sufficient. Integrating intention expresses everything is wonderful and unfolding as it should, creates a general image of success which is then reflected in reality. So your potential is only limited by your intention. Make your own reality. And when it says techniques, it talks about like visualizations and stuff like that. And when it means intention, intention is the choice of what your life wants to be and what you want from life. And the problem is 90% of people subconsciously make the choice that they want their life to be bad by the thoughts that they put into the world. Everybody talks about how to change your thoughts. They never teach you how. Be sure to check out other videos on my channel. I'll be talking more about how to change your thoughts. But if you have not already, join my free community, book a call with me, and I'll start to teach you how to change your thoughts by healing from your past, because you are your past, because your past dictates your current thoughts. This book will change your life. It is a hard read, trust me, and I could have talked about this book for another hour or two, but leave your questions, go to my community if you really want them answered, and I'll see you next time.